What's up, everybody? Nate here. I'd like to tell you guys a story about the time I almost lost my life to a disease. Back in 2000, sorry, had the hiccups there. Back in 2000, I was around 20, 21 years old back then, working at a truck stop. For those who know me, they know the name of the truck stop. Not going to name no names, no one needs to know that. But I was working at this truck stop, and I started to get really sick. Flu symptoms, diarrhea, stomach pains, vomiting, and this went on for about a month, 2 months. So, had to call into work, almost lost my job because I was so sick, because I kept getting ill, got really thirsty, drank stuff, couldn't keep nothing down, took off weeks of work. They were getting so mad, they almost fired me, they thought I was joking. But then it got even worse. Even worse, where I didn't even go to the bathroom no more. All I did was pee. I could not do number 2. It would not come out. All I did was vomit. Every half an hour, 45 minutes. Vomit. Lots of it. Vile. Then, at the times where I was feeling good, one time, I was living with my mom at this time. So I went upstairs, because I used to live in the basement. I went upstairs to hang out up there. We used to have this dog. Chihuahua dog. Used to run around like crazy all the time when I got hyper, jumping all over the furniture. I was sitting down, watching TV, talking to my mom. Dog got hyper. Started running around. Ran across my stomach. Immediately fell to the ground. Pain. Crying. It hurt really bad. My mom said, alright, had enough. You're going to the hospital. We're going to find out what the problem is. So, she took me to the hospital. Granted, this time I had to bring my bucket with me because every half an hour I was throwing up. That's all I could do. And I weighed about 250 at this time. 250. Went to the hospital. Doctor looks at me. He comes in, sees me. He knew right away what was wrong with me. Told me, you have diverticulitis at a young age. I wasn't even supposed to have this disease at 20, 21 years old. You're supposed to get this disease when you're like 60, 70, 80 years old. I got it when I was 20. Lucky me. Anyway, that night, they gave me some morphine, set me in my room, admitted me right away. Was in my room, feeling great that night, because I was all doped up. Next day comes, they want to do a CAT scan on me. So they gave you that chalky, raspberry crystal-like shit you're supposed to drink down. And to this very day, I cannot do anything with raspberries now. Nothing. I can't drink tea with raspberries. I can't have raspberry candy. I can't even smell raspberries. It makes me so sick to my stomach. But they wanted me to drink like 6 to 8 cups of this stuff to do a test. Granted, I was sick. I couldn't keep nothing down. I was like, I just took a sip. No. I can't do this. They used to keep coming in my room. Mr., you gotta drink this. Nate, you gotta drink this. I can't drink this stuff. I can't do it. So, they were like, well, I guess we're gonna do a colostomy or a scope on this guy. Took me down, laid me on the bed. They're gonna do the scope, and ladies and gentlemen, this is where it takes a turn for the worse for me. When they did the scope, they blew the air inside there. As soon as they did that, boom, blew a hole right through my bowel. And if anybody knows what diverticulitis is, bad disease, all these pus sacs have poison in them. When they blew a hole, they blew all that poison through my body, all over inside my body. Everything inside my body was now poison. I had about 17 hours to live after this happened. And after you do one of those scope things, you're supposed to be able to release all that fluid they put inside your body. It wasn't happening for me. I was sitting on the toilet. They sent me back into my room for 8 hours. I was on the toilet for 8 hours, literally dying, seeing my death, going to the light, sick, not being able to poop or get this stuff out of my bowel at all because they blew a hole through it. 8 hours later, the nurse comes in, finally tells my parents, "Oh, your son's going to need emergency surgery right away." Shot me up with 2 vials of morphine because they were planning that I was going to die on the way to the hospital. They were planning, this guy ain't going to make it. We want this guy to go out nicely and peacefully. Wasn't bad enough to send me on an airplane to the hospital. That's like 45 minutes away. They take me by ambulance. I'm in the ambulance on the way there, and I'm feeling actually pretty good at this time because I was doped up morphine because I was gonna die. They pretty much gave me enough to kill me. Got to the hospital, which I am going to name the name of the hospital. It is Meritor Hospital in Madison, Wisconsin. Awesome hospital. You guys did an awesome job. You saved my life. I thank you guys. You guys are great. Anyway, we arrived at the hospital. Right away. Took me in. Catheter when I was awake. Ooh, hold your breath. Blank. Catheter. Took me into the surgery room. Gave me the knockout stuff. All I remember from there is this nurse rubbing my head telling me it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Boom. I was out. Woke up. Tubes in almost every orifice of my body. I had a tube. I had a feeding tube that went to my nose all the way to my belly. I had a breathing tube. I had a catheter. IVs. Woke up struggling, like getting out of it. Emergency surgery. I mean, everything that was inside my belly was ripped out, laying next to me because they had to wash all this poison out of my body that this doctor messed up on. Washed all the poison out. Ended up losing 8 inches of my bowel. Woke up with a colostomy bag. And sorry about this part of the video. I am going to show the scars and show and prove that this did happen. Right there. Cut me open. Colostomy bag. If anyone don't know what a colostomy bag is, it's basically where they take your anal and put it in the front of you. That's where you poop. That's where I pooped. Had a bag on there. I was in the ICU for about a week. In the ICU. Died during my surgery. I was told I had trouble coming out of anesthesia. I died a couple times. A week in the ICU. Then I started getting, more better, awake, being able to talk, blah, blah, blah. They moved me to my own room. I was in there for about, I would say, another week or two. And at this time, if you remember back, when I got sick, I weighed about 250. I weighed 170 when I was done. Because I couldn't eat for about 2 months. Actually 3 months, because when I was sick, I couldn't eat. So I didn't eat for about 3 months. Or really drink anything. Tubes, that was horrible with the tube in my nose. It always used to mess up and they had to fuck with it and totally bad. But I was in there, got out. Thanks to Meritor, saved my life. Dr. Vega, if you ever watch this, I want to thank you for saving my life. And really, people, don't take diverticulitis lightly, because they can go badly if you don't know what you got. If you don't know you got it, if your side starts hurting, get to the doctor, because that disease is bad. And I just want to thank everybody at Meritor for being so good, for saving my life. And to you guys, if you like this, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, let me know if you want to hear more stories, because I can come up, I got tons of them. So, subscribe, favorite, thank everybody.